All right, my name is Jay Rocksock, and this is a quick recording in regards to how to set up a subcomputer or teacher computer that is new to the district. This is all my view. This is more of a higher standard, a set up teachers and sort of kind of things that I've learned over time. First thing you want to do is you want to there's no really structure order, just things I often do. Take Control Center and move all these, the AirDrop, the Bluetooth, the Wi-Fi, and the screen in the main menu so that it's much easier for teachers. You want to make sure the audio and the share screen are matched up for audio. The reason is because they can go ahead and share the audio via Apple TV without actually having to do video. They can do Bluetooth and AirDrop together. That's normally if they have difficulties in mirroring with their computer. Make sure in their Wi-Fi settings that the student is not auto-joined so that the staff is always automatically in staff. Under sound settings, make sure that it is under Mac Air speakers so that all their beeps and noises aren't going through their ceiling speakers, but instead their Mac computers. Make sure in control centers that their battery percentage is on. It's not recommended, but it does help teachers be more aware of the batteries. And of course, their lock screen, often it is set to 20. I usually do 30 just because some teachers walk back and forth with their laptop. It gets really just annoyance for them to always unlock their computers. Touch ID, this person did one with their finger. I encourage teachers and parents to do two, just in case they're eating an apple or pizza. I know it's funny, but when it happens, it's like, what the crap. Trackpad, you want to make sure that several things are disabled here and more gestures between pages. You want this off because often when they use a browser, either Chrome or Safari, and they do a form and they swipe left, it will lose all their contacts. Specifically Google, it live updates, so that tends not to happen. Non-Google, it does, and it's very annoying when that happens. When you get to lookup and data, you want to turn that off. That often is annoying for teachers when they highlight a definition appears. That's not what they need at that time. Make sure that their printers, of course, is on. In this, you'll want to make sure that their printer is set to default. For example, this one is burgundy. We're going to choose burgundy and make that as default. So the teachers don't have to always select their main printer. Other than the control center, making sure that all these are turned on, you'll want to make sure that their dock looks simplified. That is my motto. You know what? Never using that word again. And that is just to make things more simplified. One of the ways you can help your teacher is by moving the download folder to their dock, making sure that that is set to grid folder so that they don't forget that it's actual folder. It's not something they can drag to the trash and date added. Also good to just communicate with the teacher or sub that the reason you're doing this is because when they click download, the far upper left-hand side is always the most recent. Huge help for teachers and sub when you do that. Again, eliminate applications on the dock that they're not going to use. Make sure that their bookmark in Chrome or Safari is shown. A lot of the techs usually forget to do that. It helps a lot with teachers. Make sure that they have the full URL just in case for security purposes. Both in Safari, you can actually right click and customize. If they're a Safari user, just go ahead and take that extra step to help your teacher, rather sub or teacher, and add these shortcuts, the home button and the printer. It really makes a huge difference. You can also come down here and eliminate these things that they really don't need. Again, this is all just to make the teacher sub experience, especially for them who are new to the Mac, more experience. In both Safari and Chrome, you want to make sure that their home screen is set to something that is preferred. And mostly you want to encourage your teachers, rather sub or teacher, to actually use Chrome. And the reason is because something went wrong with opening your profile. Some features may not be available. That just means she needs to sign in and sign out. Never send feedback to Google. That is terrible. We're going to force quit it. Take a look at that later. There we go. We're going to go ahead. This is a great thing that this pops up. This teacher, and it's always a good to ask the teacher, hey, do you use Google or Apple?
Apple.
You use Apple? Okay. As your default?
Yeah, usually, but I mean, I can go back and forth.
Normally, your teachers will often use Chrome just
Okay.
because education.
Yeah, I think
websites.
that's what everything is on, so.
Oh, perfect. So we're going to change that default to Chrome. Are you okay with that?
Yeah, that's fine.
That means any links you click, it will open Chrome
Okay.
rather than Safari. Most of the applications for education actually uses Chrome
Sounds good.
based rather than Safari.
Okay.
So your websites usually often look better.
Okay, I will do that.
Perfect. Hot corners is one of the things that you'll want to make sure. Normally it's set on quick notes. This is really annoying for teachers. Making sure that it is not anywhere, especially if you're using smart boards, so that when teachers uses certain files that are down here, they're not hitting notes, and it gets annoying for them. So just make sure that that's turned off. Again, that's a preference. Some teachers really like it. That's odd. So mostly about 99% of the teachers have told and asked me to remove those. Again, always check printers. I think we already talked about printers. We'll skip that. Apple ID. Yeah, you want to go into iCloud. Make sure that these are turned off for teachers, things that they're not going to use. It just helps a lot with syncing. If you turn them all on, it just slows down the computer and just unnecessary. So make sure you take that extra step to help them. Big part is make sure that password and keychain is turned on, so all their keychain passwords are backed up via their managed Apple ID as well as their photo and cloud. You have two options here. You can sync the cloud, or you can do double, which is sync and actually have the files on your desktop. This, of course, will take more of your energy as well as space. So just make sure you decide that wisely. Certain teachers will want certain applications to be shared. These need to be turned on if that is the case. Universal control and weather can be turned off. Teachers often use Keynote, Numbers, and Pages. And we don't have Pages. If she needs to use it, we'll go ahead and turn that on for her. Other than that, quick thing for tech, often Finder, one of the things you want to do is right control here, customize. And again, you want to take that extra step because that is what tech is here to really provide that nice interaction, especially for those who don't use Apple computers. Even those who do Apple computers, often they don't know these things. So you want to add a new folder, AirDrop, and delete. And it's really nice, especially for those who are not wanting to use right-click. In Finder settings, you'll have the option to eliminate some of these unnecessary categories for the teacher, so that on her side, it's very clean and nice looking. Again, as a tech, you really want to give that nice experience to every teacher, every sub, because that's exactly what they deserve. Showing the print and creating a clever shortcut is a great way to just give that nice touch. You can do so via the Chrome or Safari by adding it to the dock, and you can add the print in your application, utility, and then your print should be somewhere here, right there. Certain teachers who don't know shortcuts on the Mac, this one does. Screenshot is a beautiful thing to add for those new to the Mac environment. Rearranging these are very central. I think I already covered, just in case I didn't. You want your sound and your video together, Bluetooth, AirDrop together, and Wi-Fi. Other than that, one more thing I'm going to show you, this is more advanced, not advanced, actually intermediate level, is that for this particular teacher, she did not have her files, and she did not have her files, but the teacher who's logged in does. So how do we get that to her computer? Great question. We're going to go into controls, go into the computer. Here we're going to go into the computer and users. Ignore that there are two folders of the same employee that is no longer here. That was just their mistake. But we're going to go under the teacher and desktop. As you can see, we need to override this. And to do so, we're going to do information. Click on the icon. Enter your credentials. Here you can actually add the sub and give her read and write. When she does, you'll see that the desktop no longer locked. You can actually copy those files and paste them there. We're going to go ahead and remove that from her, and then that is all good to go. That's a quick, really cool trick. All right, that is the recording. Thank you for watching.